Hey YouTube, what's going on today? Vegas Stacker here, stopping by to talk to you, give you a little chat, give you a little Silver Sunday. Mainly, I've only bought silver. I haven't got into gold yet. I've only been into metals since about January. So I wanted to start getting into gold, but the gold to silver ratio was just there. So I figured I'd start buying more silver, and then when it drops down to a different amount, maybe I start and trade in for gold. Not sure if that's what I'm going to do, but that was just my thinking at the time. But I wanted to stop by and do a video on the reasons people tend to buy and hold gold and silver, precious metals. First one I can think of is people like to hedge against inflation. That's a popular one. People think as the value of the dollar goes down, price of everything goes up. Generally, the price of precious metals goes up with the loss of the dollar. So people like to use it that way. They figure it's better than just your cash sitting in the savings account, not earning you any money, not doing you any good. If your money if this is your money and this goes up 20% in 10 years, that's better than if your money was sitting in the bank and getting nothing for those years. So that's one reason people like to buy it. Another popular one is if crap hits the fan, stuff goes sideways. World War III, if the banking system is hacked, which they're talking there's a hacking group in China that wants to go about doing that to the US, and they can do it at any time. So I mean, it's a good reason, because then you have this instead of your cash sitting in a bank that you can't get to because the banking system was hacked. Just recently, the 911 systems went down here in Las Vegas, and I think 2 other states or something. So I mean, the idea of crap hitting the fan and you not being able to get your money out of the bank, or you not being able to swipe your debit card for whatever you want to buy, that is not it's a serious thing that's out there, you know. Hope it doesn't come to that, but you never know. It's maybe if you can't get your cash out of the bank and your neighbor has some cash, and you take them say, hey man, I got 5 buffaloes for you, what will you give me in cash? I really need to go buy dinner, buy food for the family, or whatnot. So maybe that'll end up being a situation. People want to be prepared for that. That's a prepper type thing too. You know, people like to stock up on all that stuff. Me, if crap hits the fan and somebody brings me 5 ounces of silver and wants some food, I would rather have the food, because you can live on food. To me, if crap hits the fan, I want something that I can actually use. If you bring me brass and lead, I might give you a bag of beans for some brass and lead. Or if you bring me a gallon of milk and I have a bag of beans, maybe we do that trade. I mean, when it comes down to crap hits the fan, it's all about what you would want at the time. So value what you would want at the time. If you would want gold and silver rather than have food on your plate, then gold and silver is worth more to you, and that bartering system would work for you. Another one is, a lot of people think the dollar is going to crash, or there'll be a dollar reset, which, hey, that's a possibility too, as they keep just printing out more and more cash. I just saw they're sending more money overseas for whatnot. So we're just funding everything. We're blowing everything up and rebuilding it and starting wars and buying missiles for each side and watch them go at it, I guess. So I mean, crazy times are with that, and the value of the fiat dollar is really going nowhere when they keep printing it out left and right. But that's a big one that people do. Another one is collecting. You know, heck, you can't lie, this looks really cool. I've showed this on my channel many times. I can't quit looking at it. It's shiny, it's silver, it's got detail, it's got texture to it. I mean, they're cool. It's a collection, it's a hobby. A lot of people are still into that. Hopefully the new generation gets into that too. Otherwise, this is worth nothing to anybody. So if the new generation doesn't get into it, and you take them a nice 5 ounce bar with the Una and Lion on there, and they don't like it, they don't want it, then this isn't worth anything but a paperweight. So, I mean, hopefully the new generation gets into it. They start collecting and find a way to. I don't have kids, don't plan on having kids, so those of you with kids, please get them into silver, get them into gold, get them into the metals. I mean, silver is getting used more and more in everything nowadays, and they can't really keep up with it. You know, I mean, I think it's industrial forecast is to be 9%. So you never know. There might be a shortage of silver in their lifetime, and they might be able to get good money for it. Another one, the fear of the CBDC. That's a big one for me too. That's where I think barter would come in more than if crap hit the fan. For those of you that don't know, CBDC is a central banking digital currency. It's money that the government can see where you spend it. So, digital money. You can't even hold it. You don't even have it. It's in some account. Well, when it comes to CBDC, digital currency, it's like cryptocurrency. They can watch and they can see every transaction you make. So, if you take 4 CBDCs, 4 digital currency credits, and you buy a pen, the government knows you bought that pen. So, I'm not just talking about pens. Maybe you had a DUI and the government they block you from buying alcohol, and they can just go to your CBDC account and they can block you from buying alcohol. Maybe they end the 2A movement. So now you can't use your digital currency to go buy a firearm or a way to protect yourself and your family, your loved ones. Maybe they decide, they just don't want you to have whatever at that time. Then I think gold and silver will come into play. If the digital currency is out there and the government doesn't want you to have a firearm, hey, you might be able to say, hey, look, I got this silver, I got this silver. What about, can I get that firearm? Or, who knows what the case would be. But I think with the CBDC, the government will be able to control a lot. And this gets the control out of the government's hands. Another big one, and this is where I lean towards, is as a savings account. This I can take and I can cash it out. I can take it to a coin shop and hopefully sell it. I would be able to, right now, since I got in sort of late, I would still come out ahead a little bit, but not as much as people that have been buying and holding for 10 years, 5 years. I've only started since January, so my dollar cost average is still up there a little bit. Which leads me towards another thing I wanted to step on or point out is what I like to do. I like to keep track of what I buy and what I pay for it. I know I bought these at a certain time. I have notes on it, and I know what I paid for it, and I know what spot was at the time. So then I can look at my dollar cost average and see where I'm at and see where I'm sitting with it to see if I were have to get rid of it, if I would come out ahead or if I would not come out ahead. So, I mean, there's all these reasons. Everybody has their own reasons. I'm sort of a collector, sort of a stacker, sort of a savings account. I like to keep the ones I plan on keeping and I want to keep no matter what. They would be my last resort to sell, are the ones I have in the plastic capsules. The Buffaloes, the ones that are just loose like this, the bars, not these bars. These bars are a little more cool. But these bars back here I have. But those would be the ones I would sell if I needed to. If a crisis happened and I needed the funds right away, or whatever the case would be. If I didn't have the funds in the bank account or whatever. So those are the reasons I can come across. Everybody has their own reasons. Drop your reason in the comments below. Let me see what your reasoning is. Hope you stayed till the end of this. If you did, please like, subscribe, and help my channel grow. trying to get this to grow so I can make something of it. Maybe a little side hustle so I can pick up some more gold and silver, or some gold. I don't have any gold yet, but some more silver. I'm gonna conclude it right there. And until the next video, I will catch you on the flip side.